you back up a little bit, you might be a little better in frame.
Welcome to the pre-show wisdom. Is that the word we're using now?
I figured there's a loose enough definition of that we can get it. We can sneak it past the lawyers. It'll be all right.
We got a busy show today. I've got a couple things we're going to go over, and then at the bottom of the hour, we're going to have a very special guest from AARP.
Oh, right
Talking
on.
about things going on in the legislative world regarding caregivers, healthcare, things such as that. You think there's anything going on out there?
There was this little thing that happened this week. I think we might be a couple. I mean, minor.
I mean, that was
I have things to say about that, but not show related. So
that's okay. It's all right. Again, at the end of the day, I ask this: how does this help me better care for my wife with severe disabilities?
Exactly.
That is the number one goal. And I think when you have that level of clarity, politics, every discussion that causes drama becomes easily boxed up.
Yup.
Because if it doesn't help me better care for my wife with severe disabilities, then get out of the way.
Then I'm not. Unfortunately, I can't support it. Now it does
may
make
be
it very
important.
personal, and it does make it selfish, but
It may be incredibly
things
important.
but these are things that these are the calculus that you have to make as a caregiver.
It is. I mean, that's just the way it is. I don't have any other choice on that. When it comes to talking about politics are important. However, will this better equip me to care for my wife with severe disabilities or not? Because how long can I devote my energy, emotions, my time to this conversation?
And that's even when I'm having conversations with my friends, I often think, wait, is this taking away time from like me being a parent or something like that? Am I ruining something else by getting involved in something that's very important and very personal and very dear to people's hearts? But I have things that are more dear to my heart than that.
Well, and we're going to get into that with AARP today because there are legislative things that do affect me.
Absolutely.
Of what's going on as a caregiver, and I'm glad that they're going to be here to tell. They've been a sponsor of the show for a long time.
Absolutely.
And,
they are good to us.
And another thing they talk about, and I hope we can get into this thing. We may not have time, but I'll have them back on. Fraud. I get a caregiver alert on Google.
Okay.
And I get every day an email. What's going on? Stories out there in the caregiver world.
Sure.
Almost every day.
You got your RSS feed set up. Is what you got.
Is that what that is?
That's exactly what that is.
So what you have here is your RSS feed.
Now you need to take that and go over to your carburetor arm.
Well, but almost every day there is a fraud story. You know what's next? Caregiver.
And by fraud, what do you mean?
Taking advantage of seniors.
Oh,
they're stealing money from them.
Right. Okay.
Paid caregivers are stealing from them. Paid caregivers are abusing them.
Yeah.
So, which feeds into two things that we do here. One of them is we equip people with a good service to go get proper home care.
Right.
To do that. But the other thing is with the technology that's out there, you can monitor those who are taking care of your loved ones.
Correct. Yes.
So you can log in with your phone and say, hey, what's going on here? Because, not everybody can just stop and move. I had a lady who was telling me this the other day. She moved, she quit her job, and she moved in to take care of her dad.
This happens.
I'm not going to argue with her reasons. I will ask, was that the best thing for her to do?
Right, exactly.
And I don't know. She seemed to be 3 years into it and questioning that herself. Because she thought, okay, we'll get daddy through this, and then, oh, wait a minute. This is not. But those who don't do that, there's now tech to help them monitor the ones that are taken care of and so forth. So that's what we do here. I mean, so I welcome any conversation as long as we can somehow answer the question, how does this better help me and equip me as a caregiver?
Or the other direction. Oh,
how does this protect me?
Or how is this bad?
How does it, why do I need to know this information?
Yeah, exactly.
But I would suggest to you, and we only got about a minute or so.
Exactly.
I would suggest to you that level of stringent parameters around a conversation really is appropriate for all of us. Because if we understand what our role is and what we're trying to accomplish here.
And what our priorities are.
Yeah. So like you said, as a parent, you're dealing with realities as a parent. Now, you're going to have more conversations about education and the school system and the school board and things like that than I probably
Well,
would.
and we're in the middle of this whole big voucher mess, and oh my goodness, there's all kinds of stuff that I have to pay attention to because it really matters to me.
It really does, and it will have lifelong implications on your children.
Correct.
And so, but there's
and therefore, whenever they become my caregiver,
you want them to be as educated as possible.
Exactly.
But I'm of the mindset that let's understand what are our big priorities in life, and then let's start being ruthless on how we spend our time.
And that's not ruthless to be mean. It's being ruthless with your schedule.
It is.
Yeah.
And ruthless with our schedule, that I will give this a certain amount of time. I will gather as much data as I can. I will vote for the guy who promises to bring economic sense to our country.
And who I think can actually deliver.
And I will vote to the guy or the woman who promises to bring some sense to our community, our state, or whatever. But then I can't get into drama with it. And there's some people I've noticed that they can't get away from that. I mean, you know what I've thought about doing on my Facebook page?
Oh, what's that?
I've thought about posting my profile picture as a picture of Trump. Let that go for about a week. Weed out all the people on my Facebook page who are just adamantly opposed to that. And then I thought about posting one with Hillary. And then weed out the other side. And whoever's left are people that really enjoy me and are okay with me wherever I am.
Right.
I thought about doing that. Should I do that?
So, Sanders supporters?
Well, Sanders,
Oh, I'm sorry. Gary Johnson. Gary
Shanley.
Ah.
But should I? Do you think that would be an interesting social
I
experiment?
think you might end up with
Four friends.
you might end up with some data. Not necessarily friends, but you'd end up with some data.
It would be, yeah, it would be. All right, well, listen, you know what? We got to start a show.
We do.
I post all these things out at the Caregiver channel on YouTube and throughout my website at caregiverswithhope.com, so you can see this snappy banter that we have here. But we like to do this just to engage with you before the show. I hope you'll tune into the show 3:06 on 1510 WLAC. You can stream it live. I know I got folks that are listening all over the country doing so on iHeart, and I'm glad you're doing it. We'll see you on the radio. Thanks.